Hello, Internet, Sir Mutton Chops here. Welcome back to Dreadlands. We're going to finish up here, have another part after this, but for the most part, I've said part too much. And yeah, we're going to continue on. I picked up a wizard named True Light, and we lost our necromancer, so, you win some, you lose some. You can't get everything you want. Now, we are going to end up getting a Shadow Knight here soon enough, along with another monk who has an enchanter alt who hopped on and gave us all nice bit of clarity. Well, not all of us, just the ones that needed it. I have no use for it myself, but, yeah. Actually, sometimes because I'm wearing my robe, people will constantly run by and well, in the past they did. They would give me clarity or breeze or something, and I'm like, oh, I can't use this, but I feel really indebted to say thank you. So thank you for that. But yeah, the monk we pick up, his surname is I don't know, it's like the apostrophe, and then it's D-A, so his name's like Katsura Duh. And it kind of irks me now because I wanted my surname to be D-O, but the name filter won't allow that because you have to have at least 3 characters in order to, in order to pass the filter to have a surname. So I chose D-O-H, which is kind of more fitting considering how many fails I have in this game, but I don't know. It would have been kind of cooler to have that asterisk mark or whatever that apostrophe mark is plus DO. It just would look more interesting, but whatever, it probably fits better that I have DOH. And yeah, we're going to continue on with this. Now I want to talk about pretty good response I got from not the last video but the video before last about Diablo 3 and RMTing in general. That was really cool. I got a lot of knowledge dropped on me. Most people just went ahead and sent me messages, personal messages in my inbox, but very, very enlightened folks. Certainly a lot more knowledgeable about Diablo and all that stuff, more so than myself. But interesting nonetheless, and anyone that had a bone to pick with me wasn't rude. I'm still waiting for that troll to pop up. I've seen some on the forums from P99, and I've definitely seen them on YouTube the world over, but none so far. I'm waiting for it. It'll be like an omen. It'll be like, it's begun. Or those spammers, people that spam, they say, I don't know, there's all weird ones out there, but they exist. I'm sure it'll happen one of these days. It'll be a milestone for me or something. But yeah, along the lines of the last video I had, I got some comments in there about the community in general on Project 1999, and I kind of agree with it. The main concern was that it seems like there's some kind of disparity going on where there's half the community is really great, generous, altruistic, beatific, whatever big word you want to throw out there to make to make me seem pretty intelligent, and then the other half is just horrible, like backstabbing and scheming. There's like this seedy side to Everquest, and I don't know if it's half and half. For me, it's been a little bit less, although if you had asked me last week, I would have told you that the whole damn thing was just rigged, that people were horrible and no good, and that life was not worth living. I had a pretty bad week last week, and that was not separate from gaming. I was in Norath, and it seemed like I just ran into every douchebag possible. Kind of going to give some instances so that some of you out there who may experience these things don't feel alone. But I do want to stress that this is far and few between. That these instances happened, and they culminated in such a weird way that I don't know if it'll happen again, but it just was a bad week. I died a lot. I had lots of instances of douchebaggery, and well, I'm still here. I didn't rage quit, although I was pretty close. I wanted to take like a week off. I just wanted to throw in the towel and say, okay, I'll come back later. But yeah, one of the instances, I'm gonna have to go back in time here a little bit because this has a history to it, as do most things with douchebags. So I used to camp the Ancient Cyclops quite a bit. Not a whole lot. If somebody else was going to come by, yeah. But I MQ'd it here and there with a friend. Somebody that's in the guild, Tolstomer, who you remember from actually the Ancient Cyclops footage. And yeah, we did that for quite some time. And during one of our sessions of camping Ancient Cyclops, somebody, I won't mention names, but somebody came over and decided to sit right in front of us. And we're like, okay, well, just letting you know we're camping this, and you're kind of infringing on our territory. you're kind of stepping on our toes. Maybe you can sit behind us or wait or respond to us, something. They didn't respond to us, so we're like, okay. And then they start killing the false placeholders. So if you've ever been to South Row, you know that there's 3 placeholders. One of them's the true one, and then the other 2 are false ones. And generally speaking, most people just let them alone because they're free game, but most people have that decorum about themselves to say, no, that's somebody else's. I don't want to ruin things for them. They have kind of a system going, and I don't want to mess that all up. But not this person, no. They started killing them, and we're like, okay, we're going to have to contact their guild leader or somebody involved with their guild that's pretty high up. And we did, and kind of got the runaround. And then finally the person left. But the thing about that individual was that they were a dark elf, so they kept hiding. And you can't see them. You can't see them at all. You see invis, won't work. The only way they'll show up is on tracking, and luckily Tolstomer is a ranger, so he could see pretty much where the person was. And what they did was they moved across the zone to a few other sand dunes away from the one that we were sitting on, and they hit hide again, so he went over and stood beside them. And then they slowly inched their way back to the dune that we were sitting on, where the mob's path, the 3 placeholders. So we kept teasing the person, we kept pointing out the fact that we knew they were there. And eventually they left, but they caused enough havoc. It was pretty annoying. And we had to run in with them again when we were at the AC camp as well a few weeks after that. So it was kind of frustrating that somebody was going to be that much of an asshat, if you will. But we got through it. It was interesting. It definitely livened up the night, and kept us awake. But I ran into them again. I hadn't seen them for a long time. I figured the person quit or went on to Red 99 or onto another game out there. And no, I saw them just the other day. And I went over to camp the Shrylok packs, which is in High Pass, if anyone out there does not know. There's some named Shrylok orcs there. You camp them, you kill them. Occasionally they'll drop a shiny brass idol, or a Shrylok pack, and then there's something else. It's like a halberd, a shiny brass halberd or something like that. And anyway, yeah, I was doing that, and I'd seen who all was in the zone, and nobody was in the vicinity of the orcs, so I said, okay, I'll just start killing them. If somebody was camping them and was off yonder, I'll just mosey on off. I'll just go somewhere else and, I don't know, find something else to do, but nobody was there, as far as I knew. So I killed the placeholder, and I killed a couple of the orcs, and all of a sudden I get this tell from this person from the past, and it turns out they were in the zone, and they were like very officious in their way that they talked to me, kind of like they were talking down to me. They were like, the placeholder for this mob has been camped for over an hour. Like, I should have known this. And then they were like, you will not kill the next placeholder. Thank you. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't even see you here. So the next placeholder pops up, and lo and behold, the person pops up from sitting, and they were hidden the whole time. It's the same person. And so I was like, okay, I gotta be cheeky back. So I was like, okay, yeah, I remember you, da-da-da-da-da, and then I left and did my own thing. But that's the kind of asshattery that does exist on this server, as it did in Classic Everquest, I believe. I don't know if I had it to that extreme. There's been other extremes as well. I remember one time I got a Targashan bone mask, a second one. I had to run on an alt and pick it up, and it was havoc, but I got it, and I went to go sell it. And this person kept bugging me because I was just putting up that I wanted to sell it in auctions, and I didn't put a price on it because I really didn't know how much it was worth. It doesn't seem to get a whole lot. I'd say about 2K is pretty maximum. 3K is pushing it. I was wanting 3K initially because I thought it was really rare, but I don't know if it really is that rare. So anyhow, this person kept bugging me, just kept constantly sending me tales. I'm like, all right, I could put this person on ignore, but they seem like they really want it, like they need it for their monk, and I don't really want to sit here and try to sell this thing. I don't have the most patience in the world. Usually what happens is I sell to somebody that's going to sell it for a higher price, but I try to wait for a while because I don't really like that. Some people do that, and that's fine. That's like playing the stock market, but I'd rather give it to somebody who's actually going to use it for a character. It's just a personal preference. So I did that. I was like, okay, here you go, and I'll see you later. And so I logged on to my other character, my gnome, and I was just wandering around killing stuff in East Common Lands, and this person just starts selling it again for like the most exorbitant price, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Was it that necessary that you had to pretty much beg me and harass me so you could get this item. I don't know. Some people value different things in this game, just like in life, and that's just how it goes. But yeah, there's a I don't know. I would say it's like 75% of the people on this server are decent. 25%, it's like, I don't know. I want to say it's a select few of people. Like there's this little niche group that goes around and causes their own drama. If you look on the forums, that is in no way indicative of the server itself. I mean, we had a spammer yesterday. Oh my God, what was that guy on? Did anyone see that? Oh my God. I mean, I don't give attention to those people. I don't post or reply to those people. But some of them, it's like, okay, yeah. The person's like, what is it? Buffalo Bill from what's that movie? Hannibal? I don't remember. There's just some people out there that just, I don't know, something about them just worries me, and I try to stay as far away as possible from them. But hopefully they're not playing in Project 99, because I'd imagine that they would cause a lot of problems. I don't even know what that person's discrepancy was. What were they upset about? Like, it doesn't really make any sense, but they rage and they get violent. At least in typing. That's what's always weird, is people that get kind of catty in online, in chat rooms or in forums, and it doesn't go anywhere, because you can rage all you want at your computer screen, but you can't do anything to the person, you know? It doesn't make any sense. It's just, I mean, I can get it if you get clever, if you get cheeky with someone, and you kind of have a little bit of I don't know, fencing going on, some intellectual fencing. I'm fine with that, you know, but anything else just kind of seems like a moot point. But yeah, you will incur some KSers out there, people that resort to rule lawyering or whatever the term is. They'll just get really petty. But for the most part, it's a really good server. It's a lot of great people out there. I really do think that the good outweigh the bad. Some really great, hilarious role players out there. There's a gnome. I can't remember her name, but she's absolutely hilarious. She'll give you cookies and she'll give you milk. Yeah. And genuinely pretty generous as far as I'm concerned. Helped us out in a few episodes to come. And yeah, look forward to bumping into that person again. That's the thing, is that it usually is that way. You'll occasionally bump into the bastard, the douchebag out there, but for the most part, you'll be pleasantly surprised. So I think that the lows and the highs are all kind of in sync, and not the band, and they, I don't know, somehow make for an even more interesting server. So as long as you don't raid like constantly in the future from 40 plus, you shouldn't incur too much in the way of griefers. Especially depending on what guild you're in. It seems like certain guilds have some kind of history, some drama. I know that Vesica Day, if that's how you pronounce it, they're pretty much not on the server anymore. They took a hiatus. Inglorious Bastards are also nowhere to be seen. I think they went over to another server, probably the EQ Mac. But then I think that the dev there just went apeshit on everyone. He just went boss on them. Because, I don't know, there was some accusations of cheating and whatnot. So yeah, that does occur. But I casually raid, so I don't really have a great knowledge on that. If you're interested in raiding, I suggest looking into that further, checking with different guilds. Acrid, I believe that's how you pronounce it, the guild I'm in. I thought it was AC Rid, but Acrid sounds a lot better. That's what I've heard in Vent, at least. They're pretty good. We haven't really had any problems with anyone for the most part. Where there was something that happened, not for us specifically, although some of us did die, in a future episode with, what is that dragon in Timorous Deep? I'm just going to say Fae because I can't pronounce its name, but you should know what I'm talking about. If you've played Everquest before, into Canark. Yeah, that spawned, and every guild went after that. And we had some trains that went on, some people that were into some vigilante justice, or injustice, what have you. So yeah, that does occur. You will see that in footage to come. I did try to keep out some of the instances, especially the one with the AC. I had that on footage, but they're in a guild, and I didn't want to have some kind of biased opinion or something going on there where people just thought, oh, well, I'll paint with a broad brush. This guild does this. Because that guild specifically has helped me out a couple times. In fact, last week, I died horribly in Link of Ill Omen, and was going to have a really long corpse run. So I was belly aching and bitching to one of the people I play around with. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. And they had a druid friend that was in that guild, and that person just ported me right on over. They were even gonna bring me on over to Carnor's Castle with an evac or what have you. But I was like, no, no, that's good. You've done way too much already. I'm kind of slow to take gifts, and I should be more willing to because I think people are really generous, and it kind of just builds rapport with everyone. And I don't know. I need to loosen up more and accept people's help because that's what this game's about. You gotta take it when you can get it because this game is not forgiving. So anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. I'm sorry for all this rambling and also this pointless meandering on over to Fioronia Bay, but hey, maybe it helps with the nostalgia. I like the statues, I like the scenery, and the sound effects and all that. And I'm just gonna cross the river and head on over to Grandma's house. Head on over to the city. I think I get a bind here later on, but I head back over to Dreadlands for one more session of fighting. And it's going to be pretty cool because we all get wolf form. I think Tolsimer gave us it all. And he also had a lupine dagger, which has the effect. It procs wolf form, which is just badass in my opinion. But yeah, it's going to be all doggies next round. And then we're going to move on to WC and a couple other places. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching and for the input, for the likes, for the views. It's much appreciated, and even for talking to me in game because sometimes I get kind of lonesome. All that death and all that dying and camping things sometimes can get a bit tedious. So it's fun to play with people. It's fun to interact, and I look forward to it in the future. So stay tuned and have fun.